You know the story of Adam and Eve, right? In the Garden of Eden. It's one of the first stories we ever learned. But what if I told you that the version we all know is just the surface, a sanitized version, and that a forbidden, hidden text reveals what really happened after they were cast out?
What if the whole story wasn't about physical punishment at all, but about something far deeper and, frankly, way more terrifying? That's the exact question posed by these ancient manuscripts, texts that were deliberately cut out of the official Bible. And their answer? Well, it could change everything you think you know about our reality.
So let's just dive right into this secret history. We're about to look at an ancient Gnostic text, writings that were considered so dangerous they had to be hidden. And they tell a story of spiritual warfare, of dimensional prisons, and of a secret path back to the divine.
Now, this book, sometimes called the Apocalypse of Moses, isn't just a simple retelling. It's described as this incredibly detailed, almost harrowing account of Adam and Eve's profound disconnection from God. And it talks about their constant, relentless battles with dark, malevolent forces that were actively hunting them.
You see, the story we all know focuses on the hardship of farming, of labor, and of mortality. But this text, it claims all of that was just a distraction. The real punishment, the true conflict, was happening on a spiritual and dimensional plane that we can no longer even see. And this is where this forbidden text just completely flips the script on what the fall actually was. It argues it wasn't just a fall from grace, it was a fall through dimensions. Okay, so just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got the story we all know, a physical punishment in a physical world. But on the right, the Gnostic version, this catastrophic spiritual event. It wasn't about being kicked out of a place, it was about being unplugged from the divine source and getting trapped in a dense, low-frequency reality. Our reality. Before the fall, this text claims Adam and Eve weren't made of flesh and bone like we are. Think about that. They were beings of light, luminous, immortal, and in a constant, direct communion with God. Their entire essence was just different. They existed in a state of pure spiritual awareness.
And this is a totally mind-bending idea. Eden wasn't a garden somewhere on Earth you could find on a map. It was a superior plane of existence, a higher vibrational reality made of pure harmony and light. So their expulsion wasn't a journey across land, it was a descent, a crash landing into a world dominated by shadow, illusion, and spiritual amnesia.
Okay, so this is where the story gets even darker. If Eden was a higher dimension of freedom and light, then what does that make our world? According to this text, it's something way more sinister than just a place of exile.
In this version of the story, Satan isn't just a symbolic tempter, a talking snake. He's described as a very real, very active, and persistent warden of this lower dimension. His goal wasn't just a one-time trick, it was, and still is, to perpetually deceive humanity, to keep us enslaved in ignorance and suffering so we can never find our way back home.
What's so wild is how modern this ancient idea sounds. The text basically suggests our reality is a deliberately constructed prison, almost like a controlled simulation. In this view, our souls are trapped in this endless cycle of reincarnation, forgetting our true, divine nature with each new life. So how is this control maintained? Well, according to the text, it's through these invisible chains. Fear is used to keep us small. Distraction and materialism keep our eyes glued to the illusion, to the shadows on the wall. And things like ignorance, doubt, and despair, those are used like weapons to put out any tiny spark of divine memory that might try to surface inside of us. But listen, it's not all doom and gloom. The story doesn't just end in despair. In fact, this forbidden book is also said to contain a map, a set of keys to unlock our spiritual prison and start the journey home. According to the text, even in their darkest moment, Adam and Eve were given a divine promise. God wasn't going to abandon humanity completely. A redemptive light would be sent to pierce through the darkness of this material world. But, and this is a huge but, this rescue isn't automatic. It requires our conscious participation. We have to choose it. That ancient spiritual war didn't end with Adam and Eve. This text claims it's happening right now, inside every single one of us. Every choice we make, every single thought we entertain, it either strengthens our chains to the material illusion or it aligns us with the light of spiritual freedom. The battlefield is you. So what are the keys? These are the practical steps that were supposedly given to Adam and Eve, a roadmap that we can still use today.
It's a whole-body approach. First, you purify the vessel, the body, because what we eat and drink literally affects our energy. Second, you still the mind through things like meditation so you can hear past the noise of the simulation. Third, you seek out the very knowledge that's been hidden to remember where you came from. And finally, you actively raise your own energetic frequency by cultivating powerful emotions like gratitude and compassion.
So you see how this all builds to an incredible conclusion. We have the context, we have the map, but the final, most crucial step, it isn't a technique, it's a choice.
And this might be the most powerful secret in the entire text. Eden was never destroyed. It never went away. It simply exists on a higher frequency, a different dimensional plane. The way back isn't a journey to a place, it's an ascension in our own consciousness. We don't go to it, we become it.
So this is how we can start applying this ancient knowledge right now. We have to start living with conscious awareness. See the world with new eyes, understanding that maybe nothing is just a coincidence. We're not slaves to matter. We are creators of our spiritual destiny. And the very first step is to question the reality that you have been sold your entire life.
So, if this ancient text is right, then the power to break free from this illusion and reclaim our divine birthright lies within each and every one of us. The gate to paradise isn't locked. We just have to remember how to tune in to the right frequency. So the only real question left is, are you ready to ascend?